Morning, my people. So finally, yesterday we were waiting up until 9 p.m. Because President azokwazi announce a cabinet yakhe. So he did announce the new national executive yesterday. I would like for us to watch it, but then again, I'll just read it for you guys. So the he was like fellow South Africans, as you know. Just a month over ago, on the 29th May, the people of South Africa voted in a watershed election. In casting their votes, the people made it clear that they expected political parties to work together to deliver on a mandate of transformation and growth and renewal. To give effect to this mandate, it was agreed that the Government of National Unity, which brings together parties from across the political spectrum, should be formed. This Government of National Unity would be bound by certain fundamental principles and would undertake a basic minimum program of priorities. Following discussions over the course of the last few weeks, a total of 11 parties have elected to work together in the government and in parliament. These are the African National Congress, Democratic Alliance, Patriotic Alliance, Inkatha Freedom Party, Good Party, Africanist Congress of Azania, Freedom Front Plus, United Democratic Movement, Al Jamaa, Rise Mzansi, and United African Transformation. The partnership between the GNU parties is guided by the Statement of Intent, which outlines fundamental principles and a minimum program of priorities. All the parties have made a commitment to respect the Constitution and to promote a accountable and transparent government, evidence-based policy and decision making, the professionalization of the public service, integrity and good governance. The incoming government will prioritize rapid, inclusive and sustainable economic growth and the creation of a more just society by tackling poverty and inequality. The establishment of the Government of National Unity in its current form is unprecedented in the history of our democracy. We have had to consider how to form the new government in a manner that advances the national interest, that gives due to consideration to the outcome of the election, and that makes use of respective capabilities within each of the parties. We have had to consider not only immediate needs to not only the immediate needs of the country. We have also had to consider the stability, effectiveness, and durability of the government we establishing. Blah 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 blah. And the president have decided to make the following appointments for the national executive. Number one, of course, he is the president, Cyril Ramaphosa. Deputy president is Paul Mashatile. The Minister of Agriculture, John Steenhuisen. The Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Rosemary Nokuzola Kapa. The Minister of Land Reform and Rural Development is Mzwanele Nyonso. The Deputy Minister of Land Reform and Rural Development is Tupu Stanley Matabata. The Minister of Basic Education is Siviwe Kwahube. The Deputy Minister of Basic Education is Regina Mahaule. The Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies is Soli Malatsi. The Deputy Minister of Communications and Digital Technology is Mondli Gungubele. The Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs is Velinkosi Hlabisa. The Deputy Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs are Dixon Masemola and Zolile Burns Ncamashe. The Minister of Defense and Military Veteran is Military Veterans is Angie Motsecha. The Deputy Minister of Defense and Military Veterans are Bantu Holomisa and Richard Mukungo. The Minister of Electricity and Energy is Josiancho Ramohopa. The Deputy Minister of Electricity and Energy is Samantha Graham. The Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation is Bladen Zemandi. The Deputy Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation is Nomalungelo Gina. The Minister of Employment and Labor is Noma Kosazana Meth. The Deputy Minister of Employment and Labor are Jomo Sibiya and Pumzile Mcina. The Minister of Finance is Inoko Dongwana. The Deputy Minister of Finance are The Deputy Ministers of Finance are David Masondo and Asho Serupen. The Minister of Forestry, Fisheries and Environmental is Dion George. The Deputy Minister of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment are Nared Singh and Benny Swartz. The Minister of Health and Aaron Matsowaledi. The Deputy Minister of Health is Joe Phahla. The Minister of Higher Education is Nobuhle Nkabane. The Deputy Minister of Higher Education is Bhuti Manamela and Mimi Godwe. The Minister of Home Affairs is Leon Schreiber. The Deputy Minister of Home Affairs is Njabulo Nzuza. The Minister of Human Settlement is Mamoloko Kubai. The Deputy Minister of Human Settlement is Thandi Mahambehlala. The Minister of International Relations Cooperation is Ronald Lamola. Deputy Minister of International Relations and Cooperation are Elvin Boats and Thandi Moraka. The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Developments is Thembi Nkandimeng. Deputy Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development is Andres Nel. The Minister of Mineral and Petroleum Resources is Gwedimantashe. The Deputy Minister of Mineral and Petroleum Resources is Judith Namadzinga Chabalala. Minister of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation is Maropene Ramahopa. Are they siblings? Or fair? The Minister of Electricity and this Maropene. Oh, there's a wife and a husband. What's happening? The Deputy Minister of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation is Seiso Mohai. The Minister of Police is Senzo Mchunu. The Deputy Minister of Police are The Deputy Ministers of Police are Poli Boshielo and Kassel Matale. The Minister in the Presidency is Kumbuzo Chaven. The Deputy Minister in the Presidency are Nongeba Mhlauli and Kenneth Morolong. These are young guys. The Deputy Minister of Public Services and Administration is Pinky Kekana. The Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure is Dan McPherson. Dean McPherson. What is that? The Deputy Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure is Hlezi Galala. Minister of Small Business Development is Stella Ndabeni Abrahams. Deputy Minister of Small Business Development is Jane Sitole. The Minister of Social Development is CCC Dolashe. The Deputy Minister of Social Development is Ganif Hanif Hendricks. The Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture is Gaten Mackenzie. The Deputy Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture is Peace Mabe. The Minister of Tourism is Patricia Delisle. The Deputy Minister of Tourism is Maggie Sochu. The Minister of Trade and Industry Competition is Pax Dao. The Deputy Minister of Trade, Industry and Competitions are Zuko Godlimpi and Andrew Whitfield. The Minister of Transport is Barbara Creasy. The Deputy Minister of Transport is Mkhuleko Hlengwa. The Minister of Water and Sanitation is Pemi Majodina. The Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation are David Mahlobo and Isaac Siatlolo. The Minister of Women and Youth and Persons with Disabilities is Cindy Swachikunga. The Deputy Minister of Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities is Mapaseka Steve Litseka. The Minister of Correctional Service is Peter Groenewald. The Deputy Minister of Correctional Service is Lindy Wem Charlie. These men and women have been appointed to the executive and drawn from all the corners of the country and are representing the various parties that form the GNU. And those are your ministers.